My name is Juan Carlos Ruiz, and I'm 29 years old. My father worked really hard all the time. Alcohol played a huge important role in his life. And the most times I would see him act like a father is when he was most intoxicated. A random man approached my mother while working, and she was in work. She says, "My name's so-and-so, and I have proof that your husband's sleeping with my wife." You've really found out, when the mask finally came off, you really saw who my father was. And it shook my world. Throughout that time, I was out of high school and early years of college, which I was doing terrible at. I was just more into a party lifestyle. I knew I needed to change my life. And I decided to sell anything that was valuable, got into my car, and drove to Eagle Pass, Texas. And really I spent 2 weeks there, but there was a park I would go running around in Eagle Pass. There was a beautiful lake, and there's a memorial that had all the military flags. And one of the flags that flew the most, that always caught my attention, was this red flag with an eagle globe and anchor that said United States Marine Corps. And I remember hearing stories from my grandfather, and he told me the best thing you could give back to the family when you join the military is honor, which led to me joining the United States Marine Corps. I did my deployments, which made it difficult because I was never around my wife Angie. I was never around my son. And I started working for a beer company, and I was very happy about it. I could tell my wife wasn't as happy because the amount of time it would pour into working. This led to arguments. A long day of work would be done, and my biggest dread was to come home. My wife really didn't understand how much of an alcoholic I was. I'll come home drunk all the time. It kind of reminded me of the monster that I was resenting was my father, and I would see him drunk all the time. But this addiction was consuming me quite a bit. The lying kept occurring, and it was to the point where I was caught in the act of adultery, and the game finally collapsed on itself. My whole world did. I probably was among the deepest shadows of my struggles in my own mind. I was just remember that I was heavily intoxicated, and I knew that day I was going to take my life. And right before I was going to take my life, I got down on my knees and started to pray for the first time. I told Jesus that I didn't want this life anymore. That I don't have anything. All I have left is my life, and I give that to you. Please just save me. And I remember I woke up in a pool of my own vomit that next morning, and I heard a knocking on the door. I opened the door. I was trying to kind of look somewhat presentable. And opened it was my wife. She didn't know why, but God really put it on her heart to come here. She said, "Well, it's Sunday, Juan Carlos. You wanna go to church?" I said, "Yes, I definitely want to go to church." This was about a few weeks after this whole thing, and service was done. And usually the pastor and his wife would be standing in the greeting area, greeting with people. And Pastor Dan was in the middle of talking to somebody, and he looked at me, and I just waved hi, and he stopped what he was doing just to come straight to me. Gave me a huge hug. So I'm so glad to see you here. I told Pastor Dan, I want to get baptized. And it was such a powerful moment. I already surrendered my life to Christ, but what was so significant about that baptized was my mother, my sisters, my friends, who've all seen this monster that I was, and me sending them a message, "Hey, on this Sunday, I'm going to get baptized. I would appreciate you guys would be there." And of course, they were all there to me publicly announce, giving Jesus Christ, saving Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And they were astonished. It was powerful for my family and my friends to see it. And it just continued to lead to this journey where I started to learn the true purpose of why I'm here in this world. I was once dead, and God gave me the life to live. And there was a purpose. I found my purpose. My purpose in life was to share the gospel. I only hope that these videos, while I go through this, can tell them there is another alternative. And it's not in a bottle, it's not in a pipe. It's by one man. And to get to heaven, you have to go through one man. His name is Jesus Christ. If I could do this and it saves just one person, that is worth it to me.